Bum, 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 bum. To all the poets and the singers and the writers, to all the artists of any kind, welcome to the stage show, entire creations, and lend your listening mind. Good morning, Fredericton. You are listening to Freddie's Buds, which shines a spotlight on Fredericton's budding and seasoned artists. I'm Adelaide Sensinger, your host for this morning and the creator of this show. Our guest today is Kelsey Fawcett, and they are releasing a very new single that will hopefully be out by the time this episode is out. But how are you doing this morning?
I am great. I guess the release date will be October 29th for the general public.
Okay.
You will be before. They get to hear the stripped away acoustic version before they hear the produced studio version.
That's so you guys get a sneak peek of this song. Before we jump right into that, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, who are you? Where are you in life right now? And yeah, how did you get started with music?
Sounds good. I'm Kelsey. Some people like to call me Kelso. I am a grunge singer primarily with the band Trash Oyster. And I've been playing solo music as Kelsey Fawcett musician for 15, 20 years at this point, I think. I've mostly been doing covers, and I've snuck in like a few originals into sets here and there, but I had friends be like, hey, you should be releasing your original music so that we can hear it all the time. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess. So I was approached by Colin Fowley, who's a good friend, and he's an amazing pillar of the music community here in Fredericton, and he was like, Kelsey, you should be applying for this thing. And I'm like, okay, so I applied for the Jane LeBlanc Mentorship Engagement Program, and it's with Arts and Culture New Brunswick. I'm happy to say that I received a mentorship. So I've got a mentor named Laura Perry. She's from Moncton, and she's fantastic, beautiful composer, wonderful soul. She encouraged me. She's a great cheerleader. She encourages me to share my originals, even though I kind of never really felt like they were good enough. You like the things that, as a musician, you always, that moment between when you're writing a song for yourself and when you decide to share it with others is the scariest moment, in all honesty. And I just got a lot of encouragement from friends and from Laura and the program, and I'm kind of doing this for myself. Yeah. I'm in my 30s, and this is my present to myself for the work that I kind of do for others in the community. So so putting out my own music, and I'm learning how to do mixing, and I'm learning how to write grants, and I get to meet lots of awesome people in the industry, and then using it to mentor other musicians and help other friends out who are just starting out in the music biz and stuff like that, and just
definitely
I'm just involved in the program, and I'm so grateful, and it's really scary releasing my first original song. I'm not gonna lie. I host karaoke. I play shows. I play with my grunge band, and I'm super confident on stage, but I'm just this awkward nerd in the corner who's like scared out of their minds. No. I'm very excited for you to hear my music, and it's my present to me. So, and also to you. Hopefully you like it. Yeah.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
There's something different about releasing your own music. Like, it's so personal, and it's never finished.
Oh, gosh, no. I literally just added a bit to it this morning. It's just, and this version that you're going to hear is the stripped down acoustic version that you'd hear if I'm playing at an open mic. So, I play tested this at the Cap's open mic. Shout out to the Cap and the Wilsers Room and Travis Flynn for always being super encouraging and wonderful. So I played it there, and Travis was just like, yes, great song. Do it. Play it more. Get it, Kelsey. I'm like, okay, all right. And so this kind of version you're going to hear has, I'm whistling during the bridge, where in the recording there's a tin whistle. And like I play bass and I play like there's a little bit of electric in there. I sing like 3 or 4 harmonies in the fully produced song. Like this version is, you know, what you'd hear if I'm playing it live. And I'm excited for you to hear the fully produced version and tell me which one's your favorite.
Yeah.
You know, because like, yeah, that's great to know. Yeah, yeah.
And they'll both be different but wonderful in their own ways. Yeah.
Yes.
What's it called?
Sorry. This song is called Bread and Roses.
Sorry, what and roses?
Bread and Roses.
Bread and Roses.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, originally the term Bread and Roses kind of came out of labor protests in the 50s, back like the term, but talking about, you know, when are we going to get our just bread and roses and whatnot. And this song is about you experiencing like the lows of everyday life and, you know, feeling like you're being saddled with everything and that you have to make everybody else happy and just kind of feeling that absence of what you deserve. And the song's like, you know, like, will I ever get my bread and roses? And part of it's about, you know, you can work as hard as you want to, but sometimes you're not going to be happy with the result. And it's important to just take from life and take from your experiences what you can and make what you can out of life. And it's about, you know, we're never going to get our bread and roses, but it, you know, making what you do with what you get really helps you to be fulfilled.
Wow.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a listen.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
You're about to listen to Bread and Roses by Kelsey Fawcett.
Uncut live version.
Yes.
Ooh.
Here we go.
You say it's not your problem. State of humanity. You ask me how to solve them, but do you ever think back to me? We wander through this valley, take count of all that you see, and how does it feel, my friend, to take on responsibility? And what can you do but everything that they have taught to you? And how can you see when clouds of hatred never set you free? Oh, we walk 1,000 miles, my friend. What will it take to get us to the end? And how can we get ahead when bread and roses never will descend? Take a walk out in the sun and listen to the birdies sing. Oh, the past is well and done, and now the warning bells they ring. And gather all your prized possessions and run to the nearest hawthorn tree. Nestle in its loving branches, for you will find no comfort in me. walk 1,000 miles, my friend. What will it take to get us to the end? And how can we get ahead when red roses never will descend? What can you do but everything that they have taught to you? Yes, please. I'm so sorry. Okay, all right. This part's the one part that I'm like, oh no. Okay. What can you do but everything that they have taught to you? And how can you see when clouds of hatred never set you free? We walk 1,000 miles, my friend. What will it take to get us to the end? Oh, and how can we get ahead when bread and roses never will descend? When bread and roses never will descend. When bread and roses never will descend. Oh, when bread and roses never will descend.
You just listened to Bread and Roses by Kelsey Fawcett.
Yay, my first original song ever for you to hear. I'm so excited.
It's very exciting. I just want to say I was so impressed by your whistling. Like, I cannot whistle I used to be able to whistle, and then I got braces and then just like lost it.
Right? No, I feel that. Like, well, whistling, it's like you always, I don't want to get into this. You have to, it's all about spit and like your teeth and whatnot. And, but because I play the tin whistle in the recording, I kind of wanted to try to add in something so that the bridge isn't so empty when I'm playing it live.
Absolutely.
So I started whistling, but it's harder to do into a directional mic because you have to like blow across the mic but not into the mic, or it's going to get distortion and the sound guy will be angry at you.
I mean, ideally that's why we have the buffers, but
yes.
Hopefully it came out fine for you guys listening.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that you had heard the term bread and roses, that the term bread and roses came from a movement in the 50s, but where did you first hear it?
Right. So when I was doing my undergrad, I did my undergrad at St. Thomas, and I made a major in English and an honors in sociology. And now I'm doing my master's at UMB in sociology as well. But I heard the term, I used to be pretty involved with the Pay Equity Coalition and the back in, 2010, 2011. And I heard the term, we heard about in class about how even today in, 2024, 2025, like women and transgender people and humans and gender fluids and non-binary and like how anyone who's basically not a man, the pay is different for the same positions for the same work, even today, for some positions. And we've come a long way for pay equity since, early 2010, 2011, when I was kind of involved in the movement. But there are still disparities out there between genders. And it's
disturbing.
It's disturbing. It's disturbing. And it's not fair. And so anyways, I heard about the term Bread and Roses because I was involved in the Pay Equity Coalition, and some of my friends, were in their 70s and 80s and talking about what the labor movement was like back in the 50s and 60s. And the term bread and roses comes from, having your bread, having what you need just to survive, but not having enough for the roses, for the luxuries in life, for, like you're existing, but you're not living. This song, Bread and Roses, that I write is kind of about that feeling of like being overwhelmed, feeling burnt out, feeling like you have the world on your shoulders and you're just barely getting by, working so hard, but you're not really experiencing, you're not really enjoying your time on earth. And it's about, and like I wrote it about feelings that I have, and I work pretty hard, and sometimes I just feel like it's never going to be enough. And, you're never going to get your bread and roses. And this song's about kind of sitting in that moment, not just letting it pass by and distracting yourself with the next serotonin fix of scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. It's about sitting in those moments where you're upset with your current way of life, you're upset with your situation, and you're sitting in that feeling for a little bit before you move on. And then, when things do come up roses for you, you can look back on those moments and say, I came from this place. I came from how low I was. And instead of, giving up and letting everything kind of take over, you're looking back and saying, look, this is how far I've come. And the song is like indicative of that low point in your life. And so Bread and Roses is talking about having, surviving, but also thriving. Like having those kind of luxuries in life that we're not used to having. And you have to get through survival mode to get to your happy place. And it's about like that feeling of just being in survival mode and being exhausted, but it's you might never get your roses, but just take what you can from life and do whatever you can to help other people and use the moments that you have, because time is fleeting. Yeah. It's kind of grim, but it's, that's the nature of it. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So what about this song made you say, this is the song that I want to release first?
Yes. So, I mean, I've written other originals before, but this one, I was kind of in the middle of dealing with settling into my new lifestyle. I'm a master's student right now, and I just started living on my own and just kind of figuring out who I am, just me, not without other people's influences, not without people expecting what people expect of me and what people think or who people think that I am, but it's about who I am. And this song is like, it talks about like, this is how I really feel about life. And yeah, it is depressing, but I'm a person dealing with issues, and I don't know, it's just about how, even when you're low, how you navigate situations and kind of sitting in that feeling and not just letting it pass by or finding the next serotonin fix by scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, or like, playing different ways to distract yourself, but like sitting in your feelings and your emotions and just letting it out. And that's when I started writing Bread and Roses, when I was just kind of sitting there being like, you know what, I am frustrated. I am upset. Like, I'm dealing with a lot, and I don't think people see how much people work behind the sidelines sometimes, or how much mental work goes into, doing what you have to do. And this song's very raw for me, and it's angry, it's upset. Like,
the song carries so many different messages.
Yeah, it does.
Along the same vein, but it leaves a lot of room for interpretation, which is a little scary, I can imagine, for how people will
react.
Not just react, but also like interpret it in their own ways, and like But that can also be really cool to see how people engage with it.
Yeah, and the lyrics, like when I'm writing, talking about like how does it feel, my friend, to take on responsibility, because always feeling like you're the brunt of the responsibility, and kind of being like, nope, I'm saying no to this. I need to create my own space, and I'm sorry for being selfish, but I have to put myself first, and that's tough to do. And like the second verse talks about, gathering all your possessions and running to the trees and finding comfort in other people and other situations and other friends, but you've kind of burned the bridges. It's a song about exhaustion.
Yeah.
It's a song about exhaustion, but it's a personal song, and it talks to kind of like the back end of doing so much and burnout. Honestly, it's kind of a ballad to burnout.
Which is such an iconic song to put out first. It's not like you put out a million songs and then you do one about burnout.
Here's a happy song about trees and flowers, and you're not going to find comfort in me because I'm burnt out and I have no energy left to deal with it.
Yeah, and go for it. Like,
you gotta set your boundaries someday. Yeah. And like my first song being a boundary setting song sets a good precedent for,
it sure does,
for the other songs. So I have some pretty nice, like, I'm enjoying life songs that I'm gonna play and release eventually, but like
those will come eventually.
But this one, like, I wrote in the moment and I felt it. I sent it to my mentor Laura, and she's just like, this is so pretty, but it's also so depressing. I feel like this is your vibe, isn't it? And I'm like, yeah.
Really, like, stick the knife in and twist it.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm such a happy person, I guess, in general, but you don't know what's behind the mask.
Absolutely.
And that, like, like sometimes I genuinely enjoy life. Sometimes it's good. We have fun. Mm-hmm. We have most of the time. There are those moments where you're kind of feeling raw and, like you need to get your feelings out. And this is kind of a song about feeling the feelings.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel your feelings. It's okay to be upset. It's all right. But like just letting it out in healthy ways. And writing music for me has always been therapeutic. Always. Every time I go through struggles, every time I go through something good in my life, I'll write a song about it. When I'm like sitting down and being like, oh, I'm going to write a song right now. Sometimes I write the melodies, sometimes I write the lyrics and then figure it out from there. And with this one, just the lyrics came to me before anything else. And then I kind of strummed along while I was writing, and then it came together so quickly. Like, I think I wrote it in probably 15 minutes. It was just there and ready to go.
Wow.
But then, but all the work of adding to it and taking away, and when you're
refining it.
Yeah, I've never mixed anything before, and I'm learning
Really?
a lot. Yeah, well, like I'm learning a lot from my mentor. So from the mentorship, Jane LeBon mentorship engagement program with Laura Perry is my mentor, and she's taught me so much about like learning how to mix and like leveling it out, making sure you're not peaking too much, and like the elements that round out a song, and about blending things together and when to put harmonies in, when to not. And it's like there's so much. It's ridiculous. Like it's so impressive to watch people do it. I've always just kind of played. Like I've been playing shows for 15, 20 years, and that's all I've done. Like I don't have experience in the mixing and recording side of things, and it's just I'm learning about it.
Yeah.
And it's when you see how much work goes into it, the mixer and the person who does the mastering, like, and how their interpretation really will affect how your song sounds. So you need to find the right team who's going to understand how you feel about what you're writing and what you want the world to hear. And so like for Bread and Roses, like it's really a team. Like I wrote the song, but like a lot of it is, like what others interpret, even like behind the mixing stool and behind the mastering. And so I get to learn how to do the mixing, and I'm learning how to do the mastering, and it means so much more because it's my first song, my first original that's people are going to hear, and not just me doing a cover. And I don't know, there's so much work that goes into it. And like on top of like all the promoting and like all that, but like just even like just the mixing and the mastering and all the
It's a lot for one person.
It's a lot for one person, and like I'm learning how to do it now, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this by myself. I mean, like I'm in
every single song.
For every single song, like it's so much work. Like, and I do think by the time I'm done the program in December, and I think that by the time I'm done, like I think I will be able to do it by myself. Yes, I do. I have confidence in myself. We got this, but it's so much of a learning curve, and you learn more. The more you do, the more you learn, and that's kind of where it's at, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for today.
Yep.
But
all good.
Thank you so much for sharing with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. Like, it was so cool to talk about my new song, and I'm very excited for you all to hear it and just tell me which version you like better.
Yes, please do.
The raw version or the more like we've taken a lot of time and put into this version. Yeah. So yeah, they're both...
As you just heard, a lot of time.
Thank you so much again for having me. And like local radio is so important, so please support CHSR.
Yes,
we love
please.
them so much. Thank you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to have you. Wish we could talk longer.
Same.
But we're confined to 28 minutes. It's terrible. I could ask for more, I suppose, but then I have to be consistent.
It's just like it just flew.
It did.
By.
Yeah. I'm like, do you want to do a second episode?
Right.
But probably don't have time.
Trash Oyster, my grunge band,
that's true,
is going to be here in the studio in a few weeks, so you get to hear my angry music.
That's true. Yeah, and then message them about the comparison of that.
Right. Yeah. The vibes are going to be totally different, y'all.
That's all for Freddy's Buds today. You just listened to Kelsey Fawcett, who talked about their experiences writing their very own single that is coming out next week.
Yes, the 29th of October, Wednesday. It's my first ever original debut single.
So keep an eye out.
Bread and Roses.
Bread and Roses.
Bread and Roses.
Keep an eye out. That's all for Freddy's Buds today. Be sure to tune in next Friday at 10:30 a.m. If you want a chance to showcase yourself and your art on the radio, message us on our Instagram, freddys.buds. We also post recordings of every episode as podcasts on our very own website, the link to which you can find in our bio, so go and check that out. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great weekend, Fredericton.
To all the poets and the singers and the writers, to all the artists of any kind, welcome to the stage, our entire creation, to blend your listening mind. Ba, 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 ba.